Curious about what radius of hollow you should be skating at? Let's talk about that for a second. The radius of hollow is how deep or how shallow you grind into this blade between the inside and the outside edge. A very shallow grind is going to be like an old school figures. Back in the day, one small push would take you around a whole serpentine, or whether it was a paragraph 8, and you did so because it wasn't grinding into the ice. You could also go from inside to outside edge with a lot less effort, and it wouldn't grab the ice so badly. Therefore, you would have open top turns for your 3 turns, and you could have those bunny ears for the brackets, which all the judges were looking for. Now, the opposite end of the spectrum is a deeper grind, which is going to be more like a ice dancer. Ice dancers are able to go ahead and get those radical lean angles and grind into that ice without slipping out from underneath them, which they would if they had a very shallow grind like an old school figure. So what's the con to having such deep edges? Well, they grind into the ice, providing more friction, and therefore it's harder to skate across the ice compared to a figure grind. So it's kind of like going through molasses. But the question now becomes is which one's going to be right for you, because it's not always discipline oriented. So the first thing I like to do is tell people is try 1/2 inch. At a 1/2 inch, that's going to give you the most amount of bite angle to the most amount of glide. I, as a freestyle skater, like to have one step below a 1/2 inch, which was a 9/16. And a 9/16 allowed me to jump from edge to edge quickly. I could also grind into the ice as much as I wanted to, but also could quickly jump off the ice for all the triples. The thing is as I got older, my right knee took a whole bunch of beating from all those landings, and I couldn't press as deep into the ice to hold that angle and that edge so much. So I compensated, and I now go to a 1/2 inch for what my preference is. And using that 1/2 inch allows me to have that more of a lean angle that I'm used to without pressing as deeply into that knee. So as you can see, it's always not discipline oriented. There's also different factors that can go into it. So, as I always say, talk to your skate tech professional and also your own professional to find out which hollow is going to be right for you. And as always, happy skating.